I am Mr. Rourke, and welcome to Fantasy Island. You know how long I practiced that? Anyway, my name is Brad Meltzer. Welcome to the tour of my office, and what I'm going to tell you is that what kind of tour guide and what kind of mystery writer would I be if I didn't start with a secret passage. So this is actually the entrance to my office. It is filled with the art that I love, and that starts with the Super Friends. It starts with, naturally, Frankenberry and Count Chocula. From the very first Halloween episode of The Simpsons, The Raven, and my comic book work, including Batman and the very first comic that I ever did, which is Green Arrow. Also, you'll see from Identity Crisis some of the art that I had Michael Turner sign for me. These are just prints, but I just love them. This one is my favorite cover, and including Justice League Zero, our entire team. And then as you go up the staircase, you'll see Dark Knight, Watchmen, and the most important art of all, which is the art that my kids make for me, which I love. So this is my office. Here's the full tour. And here's the desk. And the little sofa going around. You get the rest of the office as well. Now, they tell me on these tours I should show you what's really important to me. And of course, I wouldn't be here without this poster. It is the poster that was on the streets of New York City when the 10th Justice came out. And this was at Trust Your Friends. And it changed my life, that book. 24 rejection letters before it, and a devastating beating on that first novel. But then the 10th Justice came out, and we did that one. Oh, look, you can see people saying stuff. I believe that's awesome too. This is from the British edition of the 10th Justice. And I can tell you that the British, I said, this is so great, I brought this back to America. I was like, we got to do this here. And they were like, there's no way that you get to do that here. You can't write the word shit in America. In Britain you can, so isn't that great? So one of the things that when I first got published, my wife made for me is she got me these. And these are cases that hold all the foreign editions of all the books. So there's 10th Justice, Dead Even. And what's great is you get to see your name in different languages. El Décimo Giudice, or El Millionaires. This is the Millionaires in the First Council. The Book of Fate, which, name the language. Anyone name it? Yeah, I don't know either. But you can see the Freemason stuff. Then there's the Zero Game, and then if you come over here, here are the newest books. And yes, Freemason, I love that. I love that you can see that. I love that people can interact. I can see stuff that you're writing right now to me. That's great. So, and this is actually nice. This was actually made for me, because someone knew I like secret compartments, by a reader who just carved it and made it and sent it, which I really appreciate. And now I think, obviously, you got to go to the desk. So, you know, I will totally, 100%. Let me tell you one thing. I 100% clean my desk for you. My desk is a wreck. And my mom said to me, you can't ever, you know, leave your house a wreck when company's coming over. I applied that here. So here's the desk. And there's a couple things. So, what do you know about the desk? Let's see. First things first on the desk, the things that have always been here. The Tick has always been here. Recently, my entire Justice League in Lego form, right? Red Tornado, Lego form. Vixen. My son made me put Martian Manhunter in. Black Lightning, Lego. Hawkgirl, Lego. These were specially made for me. Red Arrow, Lego. Come on, no one in America has Geoforce Lego, and I love that we get to have that. So that always sits there to inspire me. This on my desk is Charlie Brown. And Charlie Brown, when my mom used to work at a furniture store, and we used to go to the furniture store all the time. And she would always kind of say, oh, you can pick out whatever you want. And I never wanted anything. And yes, Chris Eliopoulos, who's now chiming in, that Charles Schultz is the man. This is the one thing I have, is this bronze, you can see it's massive, Charlie Brown that I keep on my desk. Pictures of my wife and kids, and all the art that my kids make me over here. And these notebooks are actually, everything that I plot when I do a book are in these kinds of notebooks. You can see these 1, 2, 3, 4 hold the next book, the next thriller. These hold Lost History Ideas, Decoded Ideas, the last book, The President's Shadow. This actually just came. I got this from John Romita, who sent me this for something that I did to help some former artists. And would I write for Marvel Comics? Of course I would. I talk to Joe Quesada all the time. He's a great guy. These are my first 2 books, The 10th Justice and Dead Even. I keep on my desk because I feel like I need to. These are letters from kids that I just love. This is someone did I Am Brad Meltzer. And this is Thank You, Mr. Meltzer, from classrooms that just do pictures of our books. Dear Mr. Meltzer, thank you for your books. I mean, this is the best to me. This one is from Ms. Rodriguez's class. So I love when kids write us letters. And then, oh, look what we have here. It's our lucky day. New books. This actually came, I just got this. This is the hardcover. Let's read it together because no one's seen it. No one's seen this. Let's do this for the first time. Acknowledgements. Here's page 1, and it says, history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme, which is attributed to Mark Twain, though no one can prove he actually said it. That is a good book. And then I also just got this. I Am Lucille Ball. Anyone want to see this? Let me see. I'll take an autographed copy. Oh, I bet you would. You must be one of my relatives. Let's read this. No one can see this either. I Am Lucille Ball. No one's seen this yet. And it says, I am Lucille Ball. And she says, when I was a little girl, my mother tried to dress me up in ribbons and bows, but I was different from other girls. My idea was horsing around with my dad. He used to throw me up to the ceiling, always catching me and making me laugh. And she says, look, I'm a pelican. I lay eggs on your head. And anyway, really fun. My favorite part of this book, I'm going to ruin it because I don't care, is simply that here's Lucy getting her show for the first time after all the rejection. And then when she finally gets the show, we go to black and white. And so you get to see all of the chocolate conveyor belt and all the other fun that Chris drew in black and white. After that, we do I Am Helen Keller. This is actually a version that is just a proof copy. But I will tell you, I think this is the most special book we did. And it starts out, I Am Helen Keller. And what I love about it is it says she had a sickness that made her deaf and blind, and then the pages go black. And it says, this is how I see the world. Close your eyes and block your ears. I couldn't see anything or hear anything. That's right, nothing. And then you get to see her as a little girl. What I also love that we got to do in this book is we get to see how she learns to read. And when we do that, you actually get real Braille in the book. So you can feel the Braille alphabet. And it says, this is my name. It spells Helen. And then you get to see the actual Braille alphabet. And you can see it's all raised dots, and it says, find your name. So this one comes out in September, but that's your first look at it here. Now, what would any tour of an office be without reading the closets? This is also, I love this, by the way. This is the statue from our Justice League art that you saw downstairs, and they made a statue from it. And if you really look, it's in the background of, anyone know what show? I'm going to ask her right now. Let's see who responds. Anyone know what show this is in the background of every... No, no one said it yet. Close. Big Bang Theory. This is there, and I love that they have that. And this is something, when my dad moved to Florida, this is the postcard that he wrote to us. He thought I was a history nut now. I saved this. I was 13 years old, and it says, Brad, miss you already. Can't wait for everybody to be here with me. Love you always, Dad. And my dad, for those who know, passed away, but I love this card because this was the moment he was all alone without us. And he sent this to us. He actually brought it back. He didn't even have a stamp, but he brought it back, and I saved it. And so that was that. And then, okay, let's go in the closets because these are just fun. So these are specially made closets just to hold books. Whose books? Who else's books? My books. So you really get to see all of them. These are all the first editions, paperbacks, everything else, because really all I do here is read my own books. There's posters from Identity Crisis that we did, originals. We give those to charities, sometimes to raise money for them. And here's all the comics from Buffy to all the other comics we do. This is one of my prized things. Oh, here's the comic book. I forgot what's in here, actually. This is one of my prized things. This is, when I wrote the Justice League, DC Comics actually sent me my own certificate that I was a member of the Justice League. And I just thought Eddie Braganza had that made. That was the coolest gift ever. Let's have a little walk down memory lane. This is my first novel called Fraternity. Never been published, but my wife lovingly had it. We had it bound in leather, and this is actually the book. It was rejected 24 times. This is literally what I originally did, and I guess when I die, we'll publish it, because that's the way you're supposed to do these things. Be grim. What this is the original script for Watchmen. Never published, and a guy named Dave Gibbons, a sweetheart named Dave Gibbons, gave it to me, and I love that I have it. It is absolutely wild to read the original script from Alan Moore's typewriter. It's literally on typewriter. This is fun. This is my first book that I ever published. Judd Winnick, where are you? This is Nuts and Bolts, Watching the Spin Cycle. And at the University of Michigan, I helped publish my roommate Judd's book. And I actually got to write the introduction because I was the publisher. So when I was 22 years old, I got to write this. And this was really the first thing I ever got published. And you can't even find copies of these, but listen, I was the publisher, so I get to have that. We have all, oh yes, you gotta have this. My own action figure, Dr. Impossible. And what's actually fun, I think in here somewhere, sometimes I steal it. This is a Dr. Impossible figure that someone made me out of, I don't know, I think it's like an old Dr. Fate figure. That's a reader made, and then this is the real one we did, because if you're going to make your own supervillain, you better have your own action figure, and you got to carry that around with you wherever you go. I sleep with that. And other than that, what can I show you? Anyone else want to see anything else? What do you want to see? I think that's pretty much it. That's the tour. Well, let's see. I'll go one last tour around. So yeah, this is the desk. View outside of sunny Florida. And the view. How long of a break do you take between finishing one book and starting the other? Oh, work in progress. These are good questions. Okay. So work in progress are all in these books right now. Working on the new thriller right now, which is a brand new one that is different, does not have Beecher in it, has a brand new character that I've been playing with. And how long do I take between projects? It just depends. The kids' books go as I go. This is the sofa. And here's the view down the staircase that comes up. And with that said, let me say again, the most important thing of all, that's a tour of my office, but let me say again, the most important thing of all, that's to say thank you. I get to create in here every day. I get to share these stories, and I so love that I get to share these with you. I love that I get to do them, and I thank you for supporting me in all the different media that we get to play with. And with that said, I'm going to say goodbye from Fantasy Island.